मेरे ख्यालों में तू है, यूं है, क्यों है, बता दे कि जादू तूने मुझ पे कर दिया. I don't like being boxed up. That's something that I hate. A lot of people don't give me that credit for the success that I've kind of achieved. A lot of stuff that I have done gets discredited, I would say. The start of next year is going to be amazing. Just hint. Okay, bus ho gaya. Now I'm going to tell my story the way I want to say it.
For all film related interviews, reviews, and content, please like and subscribe to Pooja Talwar. You can also follow me on Twitter and on Instagram.
Armaan, firstly, many congratulations on my behalf, as well as from your many fans who are really happy and excited with the two joys that you've given them, your album as well as your engagement.
Thank you. Thanks so much. I'm so glad to hear that. Lots of love to all my Armanians for all the wishes. And thank you, Pooja, for having me yet again on your show.
It's always a pleasure to speak with you. So I like the title of the album. It says Only Just Begun. But for somebody who's achieved so much, why this particular title?
Exactly why that title, because I feel like, there's a very common way of thinking in our society कि यार अभी तो सब कुछ achieve कर लिया, what else now? But I feel like there's a lot more in me. There are a lot of cards that I haven't played yet. There are a lot of hidden talents, and I feel like Only Just Begun is a very new is a brand new chapter in my life. It also marks a chapter in my life, personally and professionally, and I feel like it comes at a time where I want to reintroduce myself, my musicality to my fans, and it gives me a renewed force to begin again, in a way where I can introduce the Armaan Malik sound all over again. Obviously, up until now, everyone's known me to be this romantic singer, ballad singer, but with songs like Mere Khayalon Mein and Dur Chale Kahin and the other songs on the album, I think I'm being able to present to the audience the real Armaan Malik sound that I've kind of like kept within myself for a very long time, and finally it's unleashed. So yeah, that's why it's aptly titled Only Just Begun.
जब मैंने सुना, so I could feel, I got a sense of the 80s, I got a sense of the 90s, and also for somebody who grew up क्या, Michael Jackson, Wham, and all were part of my life. I even got that vibe, you know, the Michael Jackson vibe as well. So
it's got a reminiscent vibe to it. It also has a very fresh approach to a very 2023 sound while maintaining those vibes. So I've kind of wanted to give the Indian pop sound that people have in their head a twist, because not everyone really knows what Indian pop should be. I want Only Just Begun to introduce the iPop sound out there.
So that's why one of your fans has only asked, it shows a different aspect of you. And how did this happen? Like, obviously you must have thought about it as you've given me your answer. But as you were composing, how did this happen? Because it's showing many facets of your personality.
True. It's been a journey. I think this album hasn't happened कि यार आज मैंने सोचा कि यार I'll make an album and then 6 months down the line I have an album. It wasn't that. It's been on my mind for quite some time. I've wanted to put a project together, put an album together, which kind of describes my musicality, where I am personally, mentally, emotionally, which is why there are songs like Kasam Se in it, which is such a personal song. It was part of a personal moment for me when I proposed to Ashna. So as a musician, very rarely do we get chances to derive inspiration from what we're going through in our life and then put it into a song and then present it to people. Only Just Begun gave me that canvas to kind of paint my own painting from my experiences, from my emotions. And because my fans are so close to me and they know what's going on in my life most of the times, they kind of the picture makes sense to them, and they see all the different layers that they have noticed over a period of time. For people who aren't my fans and my listeners necessarily, they're going to view this as a very, very different project, because the Armaan Malik that they know is not the same one in Only Just Begun. There's a very, very different Armaan Malik. There's I would say a more pop infused Armaan Malik, which I've always wanted to present, And from here on, you're going to hear more of this, Armaan. Because this is the real me. I feel like I've been hiding, I've been constraining this musical beast inside of me for a long time, and I feel like Only Just Begun's been a release, not just an album release, but a release of a lot of pent up music, pent up emotions, and just in general announcing to the world that this is the Armaan Malik sound.
Also, could this also be a reason because of the market and what's expected of you? And people
I've always been, if people are going here, I'm going to go there and do my own thing. Always.
No, as you said, it's a new you, and you finally have unleashed that beast. Do
Yeah.
you think earlier that you were somewhere subconsciously also being bound by expectations because वो lockdown भी था बीच में when you gave us so much, your collaborations की लोग ये expect करते हैं मुझसे, and maybe this is what they want to hear. Somewhere वो था?
I feel even with this album, there were like 90% of my the comments and the stuff that I received for the album was extremely positive. The 10% was obviously those fans who are my core Bollywood listeners, जिनके लिए ये साउंड बहुत ही नया है,
हाँ.
जो इस साउंड से रिलेट नहीं करते. Probably there's one track called मरने से पहले, which is super emotional, which is probably the closest to the kind of sound that they know and recognize Armaan Malik for. But other than that, it's all super pop and super fresh and got that retro pop vibe as well. तो उनको necessarily समझ नहीं आएगा. So उनसे comments आते हैं कि यार why are you not doing songs like बोल दो ना जरा, why the वजह तुम हो kind of songs not coming out. And it's hard for me to explain, but I can only explain by releasing more and more of this kind of music, which I believe in, to make them understand that this is the real me. Obviously those are songs that I was asked to come into a studio and sing. I was as a playback singer. Not necessarily that's the kind of music that I want to put out as an artist. So a lot of times people have there's a public perception of the kind of music that's expected out of you, the kind of things that are expected out of you, and I don't like being boxed up. That's something that I hate, and I've said this many times to you before as well, that मुझे घुटन पसंद ही नहीं है. And I feel like as an artist I want to spread my wings. I want to fly. I want to let people know that this is all these small little things that I'm putting out as tracks and albums. These are all small demos of what all I'm capable of. There's a lot inside of me that's still waiting to go, and Only Just Begun's just the tip of the iceberg.
And Armaan, I'll be honest, it's not because I am a fan of your work and I personally like you as a person and an artist, but you've achieved a lot for someone your age. Because it takes people a lifetime to achieve what you have. Does it sometimes burden you? And, basically the anticipation that gets to you and overwhelms you?
For me, I feel like a lot of people don't give me that credit for the success that I've kind of achieved. Especially the public perception obviously is like, oh, itna sab is age pe kaise? Acha ho gaya? ठीक है, okay. There's no like, it's very rare. And sometimes when I sit back and I see that someone my age has been able to do something like this, I'm not doing it just for me. I've always told you, Pooja, that before, that I've always wanted to do it for the scene. I want more and more younger pop singers, songwriters to kind of look at me and be like, hey, he's doing something so different and so cool. I want to do something like this and take that forward. And I feel like because of my age, a lot of stuff that I have done gets discredited, I would say, in a way, because people don't expect someone my age to have done so much. And I feel like which is why I wanted to do Only Just Begun, because it starts a new chapter for me. And I know, because you have rightfully pointed it out, but there are very few people like you who actually understand the meaning of what all I've done so far. But me as an artist, it's very tough to see that, because everyone views you still as this kid, as this person who's like, oh, abhi bhi hai, time hai, kafi hai. So I feel like that is something that I personally, was always fighting against, because people very rarely do they take you seriously. Like in the West, when Justin Bieber does something similar, everyone's like, "Oh wow, international pop star at the teen sensation." But when it's done in India, अभी बहुत टाइम बाकी है, अभी तो शुरुआत हुई है, अभी बहुत देखने को बाकी है, and whatever those are the lines that you get to hear, and that's somewhere I feel demotivating in a way, for a young artist who has probably, I would say, my whole childhood has gone into work. I've from the age of 8 till now, I've literally been in the studio. My schooling has happened in the studio. I've lived in the studio literally. I've sung more than 300 songs, and I'm not the one to kind of blow my own trumpet. I'm also not the one to kind of boast about any of my achievements. I have amazing people like you to do that for me, and let people know what all I've achieved. But yeah, it somewhere as an artist, it kind of like, at some point it did demotivate me. But this album, like I said, you rightfully said that it's like an outburst of mine in a way, where it feels like, okay, bus ho gaya, now I'm going to tell my story the way I want to say it.
Awesome. Also, somewhere what you've done is, which is going to give a lot of impart hope, also set the stage for young artists, is defied that clique. वो पहले था ना कि labels, bound by labels.
Correct.
I think somewhere you've defied that by going independent, creating your music and telling everyone, if they are not letting you, find your own path. How
Correct.
difficult was that though?
It is difficult because it's a stand that you have to take as an artist. You have to have the guts firstly to do that. I'm very thankful and grateful that I have an army of listeners and fans and Armanians who are behind me, no matter what I do, whether I'm doing Bollywood songs, whether I'm not doing many Bollywood songs, if I'm doing a single, or if I'm doing an album, or even if I'm just releasing merch. They're just they're all behind me, and they're like, Armaan, do whatever you want. It's you have your vision clear, we're here to support you. And I think that is very, very, that's my biggest strength, my biggest source of inspiration and strength. Not a lot of artists are lucky enough to have that. I feel like I'm blessed I have that, so I could take that step, and also be independent completely and take my own calls, because all the music that I've been releasing so far in the non-film space have been on my own label, Always Music. And obviously the label right now is releasing my own music. Down the years, when I feel like it's established enough, has already set a name, and also stood for a certain kind or a brand of music in the space. I would love to get newer artists into the fold, and probably be one of those labels, independent labels, that actually makes artists feel loved and appreciated. And I think, because maybe all the things that I didn't get as an artist from other labels, I want to give that to the upcoming artists. That's the mindset that I have.
Awesome, and I know that you're going to do it. As I always say, that you surprise me every time that we meet. Armanians की बात हुई, तो मैं जरा उनके सवाल ले लूं, नहीं तो ना मेरी पिटाई हो जाएगी. Firstly, they want a dream collaboration with you and Darshan Rawal. वो हमेशा आता है. निवेदिता ने पूछा है कि कब होगा ये?
इसका आंसर मैं कभी मतलब दे नहीं पाता हूँ, because both of us are touring musicians. We obviously have crazy schedules, but we've been in touch, and we've communicated quite a few times, and we've always talked about getting into the studio to do something together. So it's just about, I guess, making the time and making it happen. That's all.
एक ने पूछा, Armaan Malik can be easily impressed by ...
Easily impressed by honesty.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Armaan, याद है वो पहले पिक्चरों में जैसे दिखाते हैं ना कि कभी-कभी किसी सिंगर से उसका साज नहीं आ रहा है, कि लिख नहीं रहा है, अरे तुम you either fall in love या ऐसे महसूस करो. Do you think after getting engaged to Ashta or coming in, your music and writing has changed?
Oh, definitely. I think the woman in your life, or the partner in your life, has a profound impact on the way you think, the way you feel, the way you do things. And I feel like in a way, I feel like her, because she is a very visible change is her aesthetic sense has rubbed off on me, because she's a fashion blogger, and she really knows her aesthetics, and she knows silhouettes, and she knows how how key styling is. I feel like I've become much more aware of my own stylistic personality, and I've even in my music videos and the way I present myself has I have to give her credit. I think there's been a huge impact of hers on me, from a professional standpoint. From a personal standpoint, I think I've always been a soft spoken person. I've always been someone who's very understanding, very loving, very caring. I think because of her, I've become even more sensitive. I at certain point of my life, because of all the things that happened to me, with all the setbacks professionally, I became very वो कहते हैं ना,
Closed and cynical.
crab goes into the shell kind of a thing. Because I'm half Cancerian, I think I became
Cancerian too.
I'm 22nd July, so Cancer Leo का cusp पे मैं आता हूँ. But yeah, I identify as like a proper Cancerian. So I think I just became a person in my own shell, and she kind of taught me to be sensitive, but also be not closed. And I think that is very, very those are things that partners rub off on each other, and I think it's beautiful that I get to see different shades of me and become a better human being with her.
True, and यही सवाल उन्होंने पूछा कि आशना को एक कौन सा गाना इस एल्बम में उसको डेडिकेट करो.
कसम से तो ऑलरेडी मैं गा चुका हूँ प्रपोजल पे, तो I would sing I think I would sing Hamnawa.
Perfect.
Yeah, Hamnawa is a song that talks about falling in love with your best friend, and I think she's my best friend.
Awesome, so lovely. She's one lucky girl. Pari ने पूछा any song or genre you want to try going forward.
A new genre. I think I would like to try Afropop.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Sanjida ने पूछा one thing that Armaan does not like about himself.
About himself. My perfectionist attitude. Like I feel like I get bogged down in like details. So
Kira, you know that.
Huh?
That's a Cancerian Kira.
Yeah, it's a Cancerian trait. So I'm a little bit of an over perfectionist. So that's something that I think I've tried to let go, especially this year. And even with Only Just Begun, a lot of tracks, there were some flaws, there were some issues that I still have with it. But I just let go at some point. And I was like, going crazy, doing all these small little details that no one is going to notice but me. I think it's not worth the stress, the anxiety, the sleepless nights. So I feel like I've learned to let go this year as much as I can. So yeah, I feel like that my perfectionist attitude is the one thing that I probably don't like about myself.
वो हमेशा रहेगा. Perfectionist is always a perfectionist. And any
over perfectionist का over हटाना है बस. Perfectionist ठीक है.
सही में. Any international collaboration that we can look forward to or you want to do going forward?
The start of next year is going to be amazing. Just hint.
Oh my God, we can only guess who it could be with. Who? He's doing this? All right.
I don't know.
But Armaan, like over the years, your musical influences, or how have you changed as an artist from the time you started? I mean, Armaan ki zubani ye sunna chahti hu main ki how has he changed?
I've changed a lot. I feel like musically there have been so many things that I have not showcased to the world yet. जो बहुत सारी चीजें हैं अंदर. I feel like Only Just Begun, like I said, is just scratched the surface. I hope that in the next few years I'm able to do one such project every year where I'm kind of able to introduce different facets of me as an artist, as a musician, जो बंद करके रखा है मैंने. But yeah, I feel like I've grown in every era of mine. Obviously, first it was as a child singer, then it was a teenage singer, then as an adult playback singer, and then now as I have this independent journey that I'm on. हर एक phase में, हर एक era में I've been a different singer, different artist, toying with different things. But this next season is going to be so different. I don't think anyone is ever going to be ready to see me in this light. That is going, like the next few years. I would say the next 5 years. I've kind of already mapped out in my head what all I want to do and what all I want to showcase. So these next 5 years, I just got to tell everyone out there, you're going to be blown away.
The sky is the limit. We have our chart topper here. Many more awards to you. And after a fabulous 2023, what are your expectations from 2024?
No expectations. I think expectations lead to disappointments. So expectations rakhna hi nahi chahiye. I feel the only thing that I want to do in 2024 is create a really nice work-life balance. I think that is super important for my health. Do good work. Hopefully, this is the only thing that I wish 2024 में हो जाए. I have 6-pack abs.
वो भी हो जाएगा. आपके कुछ फैंस बहुत नॉटी हैं, उन्होंने कहा है अपनी शादी आप प्लीज लाइव स्ट्रीम करना, वी वांट टू बी पार्ट ऑफ इट.
ऐसा पता नहीं, अभी देखते हैं. अब बहुत ही आई थिंक बहुत ही इंटीमेट रहेगा, सो आई वोंट बी एबल टू लाइव स्ट्रीम माय शादी. बट या होपफुली I can share the pictures whenever it's done. अभी तो बहुत टाइम है.
जाते जाते कुछ गुनगुना सकते हैं अरमानियंस के लिए?
Of course. You want me to sing my latest song मेरे ख्यालों में?
हाँ जी जरूर.
ये दिल जुड़ गए हैं क्यों, उड़ गए हैं क्यों बेवजह बेवजह. ये दिल जुड़ गए हैं क्यों, उड़ गए हैं क्यों बेवजह बेवजह बेवजह. मेरे ख्यालों में तू है, यूं है पर क्यों है, बता दे क्या जादू तूने मुझ पे कर दिया. मेरे ख्यालों में तू है, यूं है पर क्यों है, बता दे क्या जादू तूने मुझ पे कर दिया.
Wow, I must say, Ashna, for congratulations, and मेरी तरफ से एक salute. She's also kind of made you very free.
Has she?
Right,
Oh
yeah,
God,
she certainly has made you very, very free, like uninhibited. पहले तो थे और भी हो गए.
Amazing.
Thank you so much. More power to you. Keep shining.
Thank you. Lots of love.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
If you've liked this interview, please like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram.